Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Chris and I'm here in my new woodworking shop that's about 99% done. I still have to do window trim and door trim and build out a bunch of different cabinets and things. But I wanted to share with you a video about lighting. Lighting was a huge concern of mine, something that was really important to plan on this shop. Not only am I a woodworker and wanted really good lighting to see what I was doing, but I also wanted really good lighting for filming because that's really what my job is. So let's get started in showing you what I did and getting this place lit up. Before I installed the ceiling, I did some planning with the electricians and I had them put 3 wire drops in the main section, each with their own light switch, and I also had them run a 10-volt wire to each of those drops for that main section so that I could make those lights dimmable. At the time the electricians were doing their work, I knew I wanted 3 rows, but I didn't know exactly the number and spacing of the lights. Plus I knew I could save money by installing lights myself, so that's why I just had them do the drops at the start of where my rows were going to be. For the main section, I decided to go with these Nitecore Vapor Tight high output LEDs from Econolight, who is also the sponsor of this video. Econolight offers free professional lighting layout design with their application engineers, and so after working with them and also doing a lot of my own research, I decided to go with these Vapor Tight lights for several different reasons. First, they are really easy to install and I can daisy chain them together myself from a single drop, which, like I mentioned before, saved me a lot of money and having to pay electricians to run electrical to all those different lights. These are high output models which produce a lot of lumens, and they also produce a really high quality of light. They're dimmable, and the Vapor Tights are dust and vapor resistant, and so they're great for a dusty wood shop, and you can also use them outside. I'll actually be adding these under my covered porch lean-to once I build that later on this spring or summer. They have a really good 5-year warranty and a 100,000 hour life expectancy, which is the highest I've seen in pretty much any of these shop lights. That's over 34 years if you're using them 8 hours a day, 365 days a year, so pretty darn good. So like I mentioned, they're really easy to install. I just secured the mounting brackets to the ceiling with drywall anchors, and then the fixture clips right into that. The wires are meant to come through either end of the fixture, but my electrical drop wasn't exactly where I wanted it, so I drilled a hole into the fixture itself in a safe location and brought my wires in that way. Then I just stripped back the wires and plugged them into the little connectors that already come on the light. And it goes without saying, but I have to say it, make sure your power is off before you start wiring anything up. If you don't have any experience with electrical work or feel uncomfortable, please call an electrician. To daisy chain these lights together, I bring a length of 110 and 10 volt wires in from one end and do the same thing by stripping back enough of the protective sleeve and push the wire into the connectors, matching black to black, white to white, ground to ground, and also matching the colors of the 2 wires in the 10 volt wire. I only expose about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of wire so that no metal is exposed once those wires are pushed into the connectors or any wire nuts. Then I can stuff the wires into their protective metal box, replace its cover, snap the LED panel into place, install the diffuser, and now this light is done. Then I mark out the bracket location for the next light, and I repeat the installation process, but I also add a piece of plastic conduit between the lights for the wires to go through. Now I want to take a minute and talk real quick about some lighting considerations that you need to think about if you truly want the right amount and type of light in your space. Let me first talk about color temperature. Light comes in a wide array of color temperatures, and those are measured in kelvins, or K for short. A candle is around 1700 K, an incandescent bulb is around 2700 K. Morning and evening light are around 4,000 K. Noon daytime is around 5,000, and then the bluish overcast days are around 7 to 9,000 K. They recommend using a nice warm 2700 for living rooms and bedrooms, and then up to 3000 for kitchens, which starts to give you a little bit better task lighting. Then you usually see more white lights in the 4 to 5000 K range in schools, hospitals, shops, and commercial spaces because it gives really good clarity to whatever task you're doing, and studies have also shown that it increases productivity. It's just as easy to have too much light as it is to have not enough light, and both are kind of a bad situation. And like I mentioned before, Econolight, they have free lighting application engineers that will help design your shop or space, and it's just an awesome thing to take advantage of. They will look at the length and width and height of your space and what the ceilings, walls, and floor are made of. Different materials and colors have different rates in which they reflect light, and they calculate all that out. Then based on the use of the space, such as if it's a home, an office, or a woodworking shop, they can then figure out the amount of lumens needed, the best color temperature range, and how many of a specific light is needed to reach the optimal levels. After Econolight made their recommendations, I did some due diligence and did some checking on their pricing before I decided whether or not to go with them or share their brand with you guys. I did a Google search of the Nikkor vapor tights, and I was actually pretty shocked. The high output vapor tights on Econolight, like what I have, were only $69 on their website. And I checked Amazon and several other lighting sites, and the same lights were always around $130. One of the sites even had just the standard output version, still at $130. Even Amazon was $130. I also went to my local big box store and checked, and they didn't have the Nikkors, but they had a vapor tight light there that looked pretty much identical, just from a different manufacturer. And those lights were $10 more. They were $79, and they had about 1,000 less lumens and only a 50,000 hour life expectancy. So they were kind of just the standard output versions. They have all sorts of home and exterior lights as well. I used a bunch of their LED lights upstairs in the apartment, and I used their floodlight and gooseneck lights for the front of the barn. They also ship same day if you order before noon, and you can get an additional 20% off if you use the discount code Third Coast at checkout. So if you have to do any sort of lighting, it's definitely worth checking them out, and make sure you take advantage of their free layout design and that 20% off. I'll put a link to their website down in the description. So now over on my lean-to sections, I'm going to be using tongue and groove for the ceiling. Originally, I was going to use the vapor tight lights in this section too, but after thinking about it, I thought that cans would look a lot better, so I went with those. And you can see on the insulation, I made some circles with spray paint where I want to put the cans. Then I ran wire from the original drop location close to where each light would be, and I gave myself plenty of slack so that I could then wire in the little light junction box and then move it and push it into place. I'm using these little Nikkor 6-inch LED flush mount lights that I also got from Econolight, and these new LED type cans were much better in this application than the large traditional metal cans that have to be physically attached between rafters before you install the ceiling. I also didn't have to remove any insulation around the lights like you do with a traditional can, so I won't be losing heat in any of those areas, which is awesome. And I was able to drill the holes after the ceiling was up so that I could center my holes perfectly on a seam, which gave it a really nice look. If I were to pre-install traditional cans, that would have been nearly impossible. It's a minor detail, but I think it really looks good. Now you can see how I push the junction box close to the hole, and I'm now able to connect the light and install it. They snap into place and can be removed very easily. They just have a couple spring actuated tabs that hold them into place. It's really simple. Also, these flush mount lights can be daisy chained and are dimmable, but you don't need any additional 10-volt wire to make them dimmable. I do want to warn you that making these large 6-inch holes with a hole saw is not very fun at all. You need a powerful drill, and these hole saws grip and grab like crazy, and when they do lock up, they can actually break or twist your wrist. So you need to have an extremely tight grip on the drill and just be very careful, and it helps if you're a pretty strong person. These holes can be cut with a jigsaw too, but I haven't tried that myself. It might not be that easy over your head. Another tip is to run the hole saw in reverse and score the wood a little bit and start that cut. They make hole saw drills that work a lot better, but they're really expensive and not something most people want or have for a few holes, so just be careful. Well, as you can see, the lighting in here looks amazing, and by working with those engineers, I was able to get exactly the right type and the right amount of lights so that my shop has that perfect brightness and color temperature. By taking the extra step of making them dimmable, I really have a lot of lighting options now. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one.